Well, you guys, for today's video, I brought you the most popular vehicle in the entire world, the mighty Toyota Corolla. The Corolla was first introduced in 1966, and by 1974, it was the best-selling vehicle in the world. It's been the best-selling vehicle for many years since then, and Toyota has sold more Corollas than any other vehicle nameplate in history. This 2012 model falls into the 10th generation that was sold from 2007 to 2013, and although it was all new for 2007 as the 10th generation, it's essentially an updated version of the 9th generation model. The two vehicles are very equivalent overall in terms of proportions. The styling's not all that different, interior is very similar, and they've got the same powertrains. You essentially get a few minor updates to the front fascia, the tail end of the vehicle, as well as the interior. For this 10th generation, you get in 5 different trim packages. They have the base model, the LE, the XLE, the S, and the XRS model. This specific Corolla has the S package, which stands for Sport, and it gets a few sporty enhancements in terms of aesthetics. Powertrain, again, is exactly the same. The XRS model does offer slightly better performance. With the S package, we get the 5-spoke wheels here, 16-inch rims, and we've got the side skirt below the front bumper, the doors, and the rear fenders. And then up front, we also get little LED strips above the fog lights. With the 10th generation Corolla, we do get a refreshed front fascia here, more stylish front grille, updated headlight design, otherwise very similar again to that 9th generation model. From the side profile here, the Corolla also looks very much like the Camry, basically just kind of a condensed version of the Camry. And then coming around to the back, we also get an updated tail end here, more modern tail light design. We've got the chrome strip along the back, S badge here with the S model, and then we've also got the spoiler on the trunk lid with the S package. Otherwise, pretty much the same as any other Corolla. Overall, you know, it's a decent looking vehicle. It's got nice clean lines to it, no cheap plastics or anything. Pretty fresh design, but again, not a whole lot of an update from the 9th generation and a lot of other compact vehicles that are definitely more stylish, but that's not what people love about the Corolla. Inside the Corolla, you see that there's nothing too exciting about the interior, but it's got a nice, clean, simple layout to it. With this S model, you see you've got a unique fabric pattern on the seats, a little bit of a blue there, and then our steering wheel's got the flat bottom. In terms of options on this model, we've got power windows, power door locks, traction control, power mirrors, audio controls on the steering wheel. Also got cruise control, nice simple instrument cluster. Center dash, we've got a clock up top, couple vents, hazard light button below that. Our audio system with AM/FM radio, CD player, and you can also connect a device using either a hardwired connection or Bluetooth connection. Single zone climate control with heat and air conditioning. You'll see you've got a USB and auxiliary connection here. A little bit of storage space with a 12-volt outlet. This model has got the automatic gear shifter here in the middle, emergency brake, 2 cup holders, center armrest with some storage space inside, manual dimming rear view mirror, and some reading lights. Looking into the rear of the Corolla, you see the passenger space is pretty good for a compact car. Doors have some built-in cup holders and storage space, and then we've also got some cup holders built into the rear center console here. And again, for a compact car, cargo space is pretty good back here. We can also drop down the rear seats in a 60-40 split by pulling on this lever and then going to the rear seat and dropping those down. The Corolla's got a 1.8 liter 4-cylinder with 132 horsepower and 128 pound-feet of torque, paired to either a 4-speed automatic transmission or a 5-speed manual. The automatic is going to see 26 miles per gallon in the city and 34 miles per gallon on the highway. With the manual, you'll see 27 miles per gallon in the city and 33 miles per gallon on the highway. 0 to 60 time on the Corolla is going to vary from about 8.5 to 9.1 seconds, and then the XRS model also sees a slight bump in performance. Well, let's start off this driving test with a little acceleration onto the highway. Pretty rev happy. That gets us to 50 and 60 miles an hour. Now, the Corolla is not the most exciting vehicle in the world. Although it's the most popular vehicle in the world, it's a little bit on the dull side, and that's okay. The reason people buy these vehicles isn't because it's exciting to drive or because it's got tons of features or great performance. On the contrary, it's basically because it's simple, it's very reliable, it's affordable, and it's easy to drive. And it does all of those things very well. Now, if I was looking to get into a compact car, I'd probably be looking at other criteria. I think that the Volkswagen Jetta and the Mazda 3 would probably be pretty close to the top of my list. I also really like the Subaru Impreza. I think there's a lot that's good about that. But the Corolla, again, it's popular because it's so simple, it's reliable, and it's affordable. The 1.8 liter four-cylinder, the Corolla, is pretty well suited to the vehicle. It's nothing impressive by any means, but I wouldn't say that it feels underpowered, and fuel economy is also very good. One thing that I don't care for about the Corolla is that it's only available in front-wheel drive, so it's not going to be the best vehicle for inclement weather. Another scenario where the Impreza is probably the way to go with its all-wheel drive system. But nonetheless, the Corolla is still pretty nice to drive. Not a ton of power, but it's adequate. Steering feel is pretty good. It's a very small vehicle, and so it feels very nimble. Handling is nothing to get too excited about either, but it's got a nice smooth ride. And the cabin is also a little bit on the loud side. I'd say that's one of my gripes, is that there's a lot of wind noise, a lot of road noise, and you can really hear all the other vehicles as they're cruising by us. My biggest gripe about the Corolla is just that it is so ordinary. It's certainly a formula that's worked very well for Toyota, given that it's been such a sales success and so many people buy these vehicles again and again. They're reliable, they're durable, again, very simple and very affordable, but they're also just very dull. So it depends on what you're looking for in a vehicle. If those are the main criteria that you're after, this is a great option to consider. But there's so many other compact vehicles out there that are fun to drive, that have really cool features, that have really nice interiors, things that really just help them to stand out. And you don't really get that with the Corolla, so that's a little bit disappointing. Again, Toyota sells plenty of these, so they're doing something right. But from my perspective, it's just not something that gets me all that excited. So there you go, that's a look at the most popular vehicle in the entire world. Deserving of the title? Well, certainly buyers of these vehicles think so. Again, they continue to be one of the best-selling vehicles in the world year after year. Reasons for that is that the Corolla is simple, it's easy to drive, it's affordable, and it's reliable. May not be the most stylish vehicle, doesn't have the best features, ride quality and performance aren't the best, but those key attributes are really what continue to make this vehicle popular year after year. If you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and for more car reviews, be sure to subscribe. In the meantime, thanks for watching.